From retro to next gen, we've got it all. I'm George, a Gen X grown-up, and this is Bit by Bit. All right, here's a Kickstarter bit from GamesPress.com. There is a new Kickstarter for a book called Beat 'em Up Volume 1, The Unofficial History of Final Fight. This is really kind of interesting. If you are a Final Fight fan, I think this is a great little book. There's a link here to the Kickstarter project. I'll go ahead and bring that up for you real quick. Right now, they have already met their goal. They've got 6 days to go, so you still have enough time to jump in and back this project if you would like. It looks really nice. I mean, it's got some great color, some great art. I love the book cover. I think it's going to be a good deal. It definitely looks like it would be a lot of fun to have. There's a digital edition level if you just want to help them out. But the first soft cover version is at $40. They've got the hardcover at $65. Don't forget, you're probably going to have to pay shipping as well. But yeah, this looks to be really fun. Look, there's a limited edition with some unlocks. I have no idea what any of this stuff is, but there's some great stuff available. And boy, I tell you, Final Fight is one of those classic games that maybe doesn't get quite as much recognition as something like a Street Fighter or a Mortal Kombat, but it absolutely deserves this retro book treatment. Go check it out. All right, and here's an Atari bit from our friends over at TimeExtension.com. There has been a newly unreleased Atari 2600 prototype discovered over on the Atari Age forums by a user named Dutchman2000. He found this prototype game on a VAX VMS backup tape from Atari's coin-op division. So I don't know why the coin-op division had anything to do with the 2600 game, because I would think the coin-op division was, like arcade machines. But anyway, there's a cool little video of somebody playing this new game, which is titled Fish. That's the name of the file that they found, and it was built apparently at least on December of 1983, although that could have just been when they copied it over, as the article points out. It's very simple, right? It's a build, but it's something that we haven't had in a long time, like an undiscovered, unreleased game from back in the heyday of Atari. Who knows? If there's enough people who really want to learn more about this Fish video game here in Bit by Bit comments, maybe John will add it to one of his Friday Plays series. This, to me, it looks like it would be a lot of fun based on the video I watched, and I love new Atari games, so check out this article over at TimeExtension.com. And if you've got an iPhone and you love retro gaming, then this bit from Lifehacker.com might just be for you. There's a new case that's coming out, or it may already be out, that turns your iPhone into a retro console. Now, I do not have an iPhone, although my wife does, so I might end up having to pick this up. It's just this new little case here that adds buttons, I guess, to the front of the console. I don't really understand. Are they going to be Bluetooth, whatever? But it's going to retail for $40. It's called the Gamebaby, and you can order it directly from their website here that's linked in this article. It just looks interesting and weird and strange, and man, I kind of want this for my Samsung now that I'm thinking about it. So anyway, head over to lifehacker.com and check it out if you're interested and you have an iPhone. All right, here's a scary bit from TimeExtension.com. Apparently, there is an open source N64 expansion pack that's frying consoles. Now, it's getting more and more difficult to find these expansion packs for the N64, so I understand why people are trying to recreate them so that we can have new stock for things that we just simply can't get anymore. But you're going to need to be careful, at least with this one, because some of the originals that were created for this open source expansion pack, or OEXP, have a problem, and it apparently relates with the connector. The connector on the real pack is, I guess, larger on the left side of the device than it is on the right, but the ones for this OEXP the OEXP PCB has it the same on both sides, and I guess it's causing a short that's killing N64s. And some people are talking about it here, like here's this guy Dubens-Hauer. It's like, oh god, I may have killed 2 N64s with this thing. I know that they have apparently already redesigned it to solve the issue, but you need to be careful when you're buying one of these things, which one you pick up. Definitely do a close check of that connector to make sure that you get the right one so that you don't accidentally fry your Nintendo 64 whenever you're wanting to play some stuff. All right, here's an informative bit from AndroidAuthority.com. They want to talk a little bit about Android versus Linux for gaming handhelds. Now, this is a booming market right now. There are tons of gaming handhelds out there. And what I really like about this article that they put out is it goes into a lot of the details about what things to consider and why maybe one is good for one type of gaming and another is good for another type of gaming. And it kind of really helps you to decide which type of gaming you want to do and which one of these operating systems might be best. So it talks about Linux handhelds on the low end, meaning the low cost end of these new devices that are popping up all over the place. Apparently $30 to $100 for most of them, which is about what I've experienced when I've done some of my shopping for these retro handhelds. But then there's the Android stuff. Now, the Android stuff is going to be, like on the bigger, more expensive consoles, all the way up to $500. I mean, they've got some really nice devices out there for these things, but they may not be right for what you want to play. So this article goes into a lot of depth, and then at the very end, it gives you a little summary of which one should you choose, and it's giving you an idea of what to think about where you're at in your gaming life. So it's a really good article, AndroidAuthority.com. Go check it out. Okay, here's a bit from Forbes.com where the author is saying that the search for his first home arcade machine may have just ended due to the announcement of the Iconic Arcade new cabinets for Street Fighter 2 that are coming out soon. They're going to ship in Q2 of 2025, possibly, for a price point of around $700, and they're going to pack in 14 games. Now, first of all, 20 games has kind of become the standard, so I feel like they're a little bit light on this, but they've got a really solid lineup. Street Fighter 2, Alpha, Street Fighter 3, Third Strike, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Look, you got some Capcom titles like Giga Wing 2, Final Fight, which we were talking about before. 1944, the Loop Master gets put in there. These cabinets look really nice. Look, I love the little speakers up here in the top. I love the lit up marquees. The playfields look nice. I love the stickers there. I don't know if those coin doors are going to be real or stickers or whatnot. But it's interesting that the builder of these things they're making it seem like you're going to be able to get more out of this that you want. For instance, there's going to be a Raspberry Pi 5, driving these things. But apparently you're also going to be able to just put your own Linux distribution in there if you want to with a Batocera or a Recall Box and put a whole bunch of games on one of these systems. The guy who wrote this article is thinking you're even going to be able to install SteamOS on it at some point, which, I mean, crazy to think that you'd be able to do that from a company right out of the box. Here's a little bit more on the statistics. Oh, there we go. It's a lit faux coin door. Okay, so it's backlit. Not going to have any real functionality. They're going to have HDMI out for streaming. That's nice. Okay. Online multiplayer, a 19-inch monitor, 67 inches tall. Looks like 28 inches deep and 23 inches wide, which means you won't be having to hunch over and play this thing, like really short and cramped and everything. It feels like it's going to be a nice setup. $700 for a pre-built cabinet? Doesn't sound bad. Maybe head over to Forbes.com and check this one out. All right, once again, we've got a bit from TimeExtension.com, and they wanted to let us know that there is an Atari Jaguar title called Livewire that's going to get a physical release after all these years. It looks like that this was top-down shooter developed in UK studio Black Scorpion Software between 96 and 97. The game was being built on the Atari Falcon computers. That's so freaking cool. That's awesome. They were going to publish a game, just never got any commitments, so they didn't. But it looks like it's finally getting a physical release as a Reboot Games mini cart for the Atari console. There's a cool little trailer here all about the Livewire archival project. Definitely check that out. If you're an Atari fan or a Jaguar fan or both, I think this will be a fun little quick read for you from timeextension.com. All right, just a quick bit from GameSpot.com. The Atari 7800 Plus console is finally going on sale over on Amazon. Originally $130. They're saying down to $105.55. When I went and looked at it, it said $106. Whatever you do, go check it out if you like, but don't use the link in this article. I'm going to give you a link for GenXGrownUp Amazon link that won't cost you any extra money, but it'll provide a couple of pennies from the Amazon pockets over to GenXGrownUp, help support the channel a little bit. But they talk a little bit more about the bundle here. The CX40 Plus joystick, of course, sold separately for $35. You can get a whole bunch of games at $30 a piece if you like. They go into a little bit more about the 2600 Plus, which came out before that. Give you some details here, the 7800, the HDMI, all that kind of stuff. Bentley Bears Crystal Quest is a sequel, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. It's cool. They give you some other articles. Just go to the link that I'm going to provide in the description below if you want to pick up this console, but it's really nice to be able to pick up a sale this early on in the 7800 Plus's life, so head over to Amazon and check it out. All right, here's a very cool bit from Lowyat.net, I guess. Casio and Pac-Man have teamed up for Pac-Man's 45th anniversary to release a series of watches. Here's some visuals of the 4 different watches that are up for sale. They've got this cool silver one. I like the little subtle Pac-Man in the background in blue. The nice little embossing on the back of it. It's got a nice box. We've got the solid black one here, which is pretty cool. It's got the classic yellow colors. But I think my overall favorite in this one has got to be the clamshell calculator Casio watch. I mean, you know, I love the Casio calculator watch from back in the day. This is a modern take on that, combining it with a Pac-Man theme. I don't know if we know the prices on these, but I think they're going to be around $100 or something like that. You can go check them out on the Casio Malaysia official website here from this article over on lowyat.net. Go check it out. And of course, the biggest bit of news this week is all around the launch of the Nintendo Switch 2. We've been seeing trailers and everything. PCMag.com, however, has some rumors about the games to be released, and quite honestly, that's way more interesting to me than a bunch of videos about some tech or what processor is in the thing or how big the screen. I really don't care. I want to know about the games. But here's a list that comes to them from, where is it here? I think, let's see. Yeah, Nate the Hate. I love that guy's name. Nate the Hate. He correctly predicted the Switch 2's announced date, which was just this week. He has also made this list of these predicted games. Mario Kart 9 is not really a surprise. That's what we saw in all the trailers that have been released. We're pretty sure that's going to be the launch title, but could we also possibly get a new 3D Mario game like Mario Odyssey 2? Metroid Prime 4 has been rumored. A new Zelda game, Final Fantasy VII Remake. That sounds really cool, but let's go down the list a little bit more. Look at some of these other games here. Alan Wake 2. You can't even play this game through Steam. You have to play it through Epic, but apparently they might be releasing it for the Nintendo Switch 2. Cyberpunk 2077, that one that had a lot of fanfare a few years ago when it came out. That might get a Switch 2 release date. That could be cool. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Grand Theft Auto, either 6 or Grand Theft Auto 5, I guess, like, I don't know, like re-releasing it with maybe some better graphics or something like that. Halo, we all know that Microsoft is releasing their games for multiple platforms, and their whole motto right now is something along the lines of everything is an Xbox or some shit like that. I don't know. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, MLB The Show, Titanfall 2, and a whole bunch of other EA Sports games. Now, he's hedging his bet a little bit here at the bottom of the article about what things he thinks will be released or not, but some of these are very intriguing. I can't wait to see if this game list is going to make me buy a Switch 2, considering how little I really play my original Switch 1 that I've had for a number of years now. So if you're interested in these games, go check out this article over at PCMag.com. That's going to do it for the news making headlines in the gaming world right now. I am George, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I'll keep on bringing you the news bit by bit.